Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel JIB and CIB Made Simple. If you are preparing for the CIB examination, you have come to the right place. Today we are diving into unit number 27, Compliance Audit from Advanced Bank Management ABM syllabus. So this is our 10-minute miracle series part number 2. In this video we will explore the essential concept of compliance audit and why they are crucial for bank. We will cover the objective, scope and method of compliance audit, and make sure to stick around because I will be sharing some important MCQs that could show up in your exam. So let's get started and empower our preparation. If you have not seen the previous lecture or that is summary of unit number 26, it is provided in the description section. So kindly go through the link. Now let's continue our discussion on unit number 27, which is based on compliance audit. So friends, we are breaking down how bank manage their financial position, performance and risk in simple terms. So let's get into it. So as you can see, it written here that first off, bank need to keep a close eye on their financial health, right? And things like how much money they have and how well they are doing, their ability to pay debt, right? So their ability to pay debt, how well they are doing, and the risk they face, right? So these things are included in the financial health. That's why financial statement are so important. You can see this financial statement are so important, right? They give us a clear view of what is happening behind the scene. It gives a clear view of what is happening behind the scene. Now in the banking world, transparency is a key, right? Especially in listed bank, need accurate and timely information to make informed decision. This is where various rules comes into picture. And bank follow regulation under the Banking Regulation Act, governed by the Banking Regulation Act, Companies Act, as well as guidelines from Reserve Bank of India and Basel III standard to make sure everything is in order. RBI requires bank to provide consistent information, right? To provide consistent information, banks should provide consistent information through a specific format like a Schedule 17 and a Schedule 18. Now, if we talk about RBI, risk management and audit, to stay safe, bank perform internal audit. These audit help prevent problem like which type of problem is prevent, like fraud, right? You can see written like fraud, like and ensure that bank follow RBI guidelines. They also align risk management with the bank risk appetite. So risk management is aligned to the bank risk appetite, meaning the bank makes sure it does not take on more risk than it can handle. Now, if anything goes wrong, it is reported immediately to the compliance and risk management team. Anything goes wrong, it is immediately reported to the risk management team. Now, let's talk about the importance of internal audit. See, the term internal audit term has a big job. They provide independent check. You can see it written. They provide independent check on how well the bank is managing the risk and control. They report directly to the audit committee of board, that is called ACB. Right, so this internal audit team directly report to the ACB, that is audit committee of board, who are held accountable for bank overall performance and governance. So who is held accountable? That is ACB. ACB means what? Audit committee and board. You can see written reporting compliance and risk issue reported to the board and ACB, and this board is responsible for audit independence. This board will be held accountable for bank overall performance and governance. So in the short, we can say the role of internal audit is to keep the bank running smoothly, prevent issue before they become big problem, and protect the bank reputation, right? So that's a quick look as how bank manage their finance and risk. Now let's discuss quality assurance. Let's start from here. Let's discuss quality assurance. See, in this slide we will continue our exploring our how bank ensure their audit and risk control are up to the mark. We will also look at the key responsibility of the board and audit member. First, bank need a quality improvement program, right? For their internal audit. This is the part of quality assurance process. This is a part of QAP, quality assurance process, which help them stay efficient and secure. Fraud prevention is another major priority. Bank have control in place to detect and prevent fraud, right? And the internal audit team checks whether this control are working properly. Audit also include fraud risk assessment. You can see written here. Audit include fraud risk assessment to spot any early sign of trouble. Is there any early sign of trouble? This is done by fraud risk assessment. Now, if we talk about the audit committee, audit reporting and board responsibility. Now, if any compliance or risk issue comes up, they report directly to the bank board or audit committee of the board. There are two things. Either you call it ACB, that is audit committee of the board, or you can call it bank board. You can see written that any compliance and risk issue is reported to the board and ACB. The board itself plays a big role in making sure the audit is independent. You can see it board responsibility ensure audit independence with enough staffing and resources. Now, if we talk about the audit committee responsibility, audit committee is a team in charge of overseeing audit, monitoring audit. It is led by an independent expert. They do a lot of critical tasks. Let's move to the next slide and see what are their responsibility. Like you can see, they set up internal audit and financial reporting policy. Second thing they do is they recommend and manage external auditor. Third thing they do, they approve the audit scope, timing and method used in auditing. Also, they make sure any issues found during audit are fixed and keep an eye on the risk management and internal control. And finally, they review the bank financial statement each year. Now, if we talk about the committee oversight and transparency, so this audit committee, let's talk about this audit committee. The audit committee also keep track of the fraud cases, cash shortages, investment and regulatory compliance. They make sure everything is in line with the regulation and report any finding to the board. If needed, they can start inquiries into the specific matter. And they meet at least 4 times a year. Remember it, quarterly, right? They can initiate inquiry and they meet at least 4 times a year. So this is about the audit committee. Remember this thing, very very important. Now, if we talk about the oversight, also include checking on the quality of audit quality, and reviewing any report from a statutory audit or RBI inspection. Now, transparency is a big deal here also. The committee review internal control and policy to make sure everything is clear and open. So that's how bank maintain a strong audit and fraud prevention system. I hope this simplified explanation help you understand the key responsibility of the board and the audit committee. Now, let's see some more duties of the audit committee. Let's dive into the responsibility of the audit committee and how Reserve Bank guides bank on internal audit. We will also talk about importance of independence in audit and how breaches are reported. See, the audit committee plays a key role in keeping the bank safe. As I have already told you, they monitor risk management, statutory compliance and internal control to make sure everything is running smoothly. If they find issue, they have an authority to investigate or even bring in external expert for advice. According to the RBI guideline, audit must have the power, resources and authority to be effective. Right, this is as per the RBI guideline. The head of the internal audit, that is called HIA. What is HIA? HIA is called head of the internal audit. So the HIA is a senior executive who has access to all the bank's record. He is a senior executive with access to all record, right? And this person is highly skilled, especially in area like banking, IT, forensic, audit. They report directly to the audit committee or the managing director and CEO. This HIA report directly to the audit committee of the board and managing director and CEO. Now, if we talk about audit improvement, if we talk about the audit enhancement or audit improvement, audit are also evolving. Bank now use off-site audit, which monitor transaction remotely. They have something called information system audit to focus on IT system, and concurrent audit, so that continuously oversees process to ensure things are done correctly in real time. If we talk about the resilience and supervision, so to build resilience, banks are improving the rule of internal audit in high risk area and regularly testing risk rating. They are also integrating IT more into their audit, focusing on fraud prevention and validating their internal audit framework with external check. Now, it is crucial that internal audit remain independent. Like you can see in the next slide, independency. It is crucial that internal audit remain independent following RBI guideline to help strengthen the bank overall system. If we talk about the compliance reporting, so proper reporting structure are necessary to show how effective internal audit are. Bank must follow uniform reporting structure, uniform reporting standards for compliance and report any breaches to the right department. So whether it is within the branch, regional office or even overseas location, the process remains the same. If there is a breach, it get reported to the compliance. So that's a look at how bank manages their audit and compliance, ensuring resilience and transparency. Now let's discuss. We are going to break down some important bank disclosure requirement, accounting standards, and how bank manages. Already I have told you that ROZO official audit team report breaches during the visit, right? Functional department report to compliance. Now overseas branches also follow the same system. If we talk about the bank disclosure requirement, so bank have to follow certain rules set by the RBI to ensure transparency. These rules help promote market discipline. So key point is market discipline, right? By making sure banks share important information about their capital, risk and key business activity. All bank except RRB, that is regional rural bank, must prepare CFS. CFS means consolidated financial statement. These statements shows the overall financial position of the bank and its subsidiary. Friend, if you want PDF of such type of notes, micro notes, you can enroll in our AVM PDF plan. Detail is provided in the description section and you can get the PDF. So now all bank except RRB must prepare CFS. These statements show the overall financial position of the bank and its subsidiary according to the accounting standards. Now for RRB, they are treated as associate in the sponsor bank CFS. Now there are some specific rule bank follow for their account. For example, any entry that is older than 5 years in the block account need approval from the two official to move forward. And for nostro account, means account held in the foreign currency, if credit entry has been unreconciled for over 3 years, it is moved to the bank liability. And for debit entry outstanding for more than 2 years, banks say retired 100% provision. These two things you have to remember. Now banks are also required to transfer at least 25% of their net profit to a statutory reserve, and they need RBI approval to use that reserve. Additionally, if the bank raise money by issuing share, they can use the share premium to cover the cost of issuing those shares. In the case of fraud, provision can be spread over 4 quarters instead of handling them all at once. You can see for fraud, provision is spread over 4 quarters. Now bank follow specific accounting standards like AS5. Bank must disclose any impact from prior period. Next is AS9, that revenue recognition can be postponed and this must be disclosed. Next is AS15, that is employee benefit follow ICAI guideline. AS17, bank must report by business and geography. AS18, that means related party transaction must be disclosed. AS21, that means bank must recognize tax effect and focus on capital adequacy. AS23, it means investment in associate must be accounted for. AS25, bank must provide half yearly financial disclosure in a uniform manner. So finally, any floating provision, right, extra reserves set aside for uncertain future loss, so this is called floating provision, so must be disclosed in the notes to the financial statement. That's a quick look at how bank manage their financial reporting and reserve while following important disclosure. Now let's talk about the additional disclosure. So with some important additional disclosure bank need to make and how SEBI regulation play a role. Bank are required to disclose a range of important information such as how they use their reserve, right, how they use the reserve, customer complaint, ombudsman award, letter of comfort, provision for credit risk, in short it's called PCR, fees, right. They also need to provide detail on the concentration of deposit, NPA, recoveries, and even the remuneration, that is the remuneration of executive, especially for private and foreign bank. Now if we talk about SEBI listing regulation, so Security and Exchange Board of India have listing regulation that came into effect from September 2015. Companies that are listed on the stock exchange must sign an agreement with those exchange. Now they also need to follow a specific accounting standard, have their financial audited annually by the independent auditor, and ensure they communicate early and equally to all investors. Additionally, listed company must adhere to both SEBI and stock exchange law. If we talk about the disclosure obligation, so to protect a stakeholder, company have to file periodic report, right, periodic report that can help track their performance. They need to provide timely update on general meeting, and any change to the capital structure, share right. For any major event like financial report, buyback, or the case of fraud, the companies must notify the exchange. They also have to disclose detail of the analyst meeting resolution and meeting minutes. Now SEBI regulation 30, under the regulation 30 there are two types of mandatory disclosure. Let's come to the next slide. The first is called part A, right? So CB disclosure of para A means sub event must be disclosed without needing a materiality test. No materiality test is required. This means they are so important that they must always be reported. And para B say that for event that could impact operation, business changes, legal issues or contract, a materiality test is applied to decide if the disclosure is needed. Now website disclosure, which is under regulation 46. All this important information must be updated on the company website within 2 days of any changes. This include business detail, terms for independent director and the composition of board committee. Now that wraps up our look at the additional disclosure requirement for bank and the key SEBI regulation that ensure transparency for investor. Now let's come to some MCQs. As I already told you, we will do some MCQs. So let's see the first question. The first question is, which of the following statement best describe the critical component and requirement necessary for effective internal auditing in the banking sector as outlined in the financial regulatory framework, right? So let's see the option. Option A says that user need encompasses into bank financial position, performance, liquidity and solvency, while market discipline highlight the need for timely and reliable info critical for the banking sector. Yes, option A accurately describe the key element of effective internal auditing, including the need for timely and reliable information, right, and the importance of market discipline. So option A is correct. Option B says that internal auditing should focus solely on compliance with the RBI guideline, ignoring fraud, risk control and the importance of governance. This is wrong, because they misrepresent the scope of internal auditing. And the C option says that audit committee is responsible for overseeing audit, ensuring independence and competency, and is chaired by board member without a specific expertise in auditing. So see, audit committee responsibility, already we have seen that it is chaired by a board member which have a specific, it is not without. That's why this is wrong. And what about option D? Let's see. Option D says that quality assurance in bank emphasizes fraud, risk control, but board responsibility does not require active participation in ensuring audit response. See, option D is incorrect, as they misrepresent the role of quality assurance, right? So option A is the correct answer. Now let's come to the next question. Which of the following statement accurately reflect the responsibility and function of the audit committee and the internal audit guideline in the banking sector? So we have to see the function of audit committee. So first option says that audit committee is responsible for framing internal audit policy, reviewing annual financial statement and ensuring the effectiveness of internal control while meeting quarterly. So option A is partially correct, but here something is not mentioned. What is that? Investigative power. The RBI, that means RBI internal guidelines require that audit have no authority, limited resource, and the head HIA operate without access to record or reporting to senior management. This is completely wrong, right? Because they misrepresent the audit guideline. This is completely wrong. Option B is wrong. Option A is wrong. Option C says that audit enhancements such as off-site audit and concurrent audit are unnecessary as they do not contribute to improving risk management. Oh, this is wrong. This is completely wrong. It misrepresents the importance of audit enhancement. Option D says that audit committee has authority to initiate inquiry into the fraud, cash shortage and regulatory compliance, and he must monitor management, statutory compliance and internal control. This is correct. This correctly reflects the audit committee roles in overseeing internal control. Which of the following statement best encapsulate the compliance reporting and disclosure requirement in the banking sector as per the RBI norms? So first option says that compliance reporting involves demonstrating internal audit effectiveness with a uniform reporting structure where breaches are reported to relevant department and overseas branches follow a different system. So this is incorrect because it incorrectly states that overseas branches follow a different system. This is wrong. Overseas branches also follow the same system. Option B says that the bank disclosure requirement mandate that all banks must prepare and disclose CFS with RRB treated as associate while ensuring proper accounting provision for block and nostro account. Correct. Absolutely correct. Now option C says that the profit and reserve management require bank to transfer 50% of the net profit to the statutory reserve. So this percentage is wrong. This is not 50%. And option D says that reporting breach state that official audit team and functional department report breaches during his visit and ensuring that there is a proper approval process. So option D is covered breaches report but does not fully explain the accounting provision. That's why option D is wrong. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following statement accurately describe the accounting standards and the additional disclosure requirement for bank as per regulatory guideline? So option A says that accounting standard for bank AS5 mandate the disclosure of prior period impact, AS9 immediate revenue recognition disclosure, AS15 bank to disregard ICA guideline for employee benefit. See, this is wrong because AS9 or AS15 wrongly reported here. AS5 is correct. Additional disclosure for bank must include reserve drawdown, customer complaint, Ombudsman Award, detail about consultation on deposit accurate. SEBI listing regulation effective from 2 September 2015 requires companies to follow accounting standard but do not maintain annual audit. This is wrong. It mandates annual audit. Option D says that the accounting standard like AS18 and AS25. AS18 require bank to disclose related party transaction and AS25 necessitate uniform quarterly disclosure. C. Option D is partly.
सीरीज स्केड्यूल क्या है आपके लिए, जो कि शुरू हो रहा है 26 जनवरी से, और 26 जनवरी को आपको ये सभी टॉपिक्स पे टेस्ट लिया जाएगा. टेस्ट का प्रारूप कैसा रहेगा, कहाँ ये टेस्ट होगा. तो फ्रेंड्स, इस टेस्ट के माध्यम से आपको एक टाइम बाउंड मैनर में आप प्रिपरेशन कर पाएंगे. आपके सामने एक टारगेट दिया जाएगा, और डेली केवल टारगेट ही नहीं, यदि आप हमारे मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम में इनरोल होते हैं तो डेली उस टारगेट से रिलेटेड आपको पीडीएफ, वीडियोस, मॉक दिए जाएंगे, क्विज करवाए जाएंगे, ताकि आप इन सभी टेस्ट में अच्छा मार्क्स स्कोर कर सकें. देखिए, सीआईबी का एग्जामिनेशन में अभी बहुत जरूरी हो गया है कि हम लाइन बाय लाइन बुक को पढ़ें. तो लाइन बाय लाइन बुक को तो आप पढ़ लेंगे, लेकिन कैसे चेक करें कि हमें कमांड हुआ कि नहीं हुआ उस चीज पे. तो हाउ टू चेक वेदर वी हैव कमांड ऑन दैट और नॉट. सो टू चेक वेदर वी हैव कमांड और नॉट, वी नीड टू एनालाइज इट, एंड फॉर एनालिसिस वी नीड टेस्ट सीरीज. टेस्ट सीरीज plays a super important role. In the last session, in the December examination, I have conducted test series, and I want to tell you that out of the 50 students who have enrolled, 30 plus have passed the examination. Why? बिकॉज दे इंश्योर दैट दे गिव द टेस्ट टाइमली. उन्होंने टेस्ट को टाइम से दिया, राइट. और जो भी टेस्ट था, जिस भी दिन स्केड्यूल था उन्होंने दिया, वो अपने प्रोग्रेस को ट्रैक करते गए. दे कीप ट्रैकिंग देयर प्रोग्रेस, राइट. बिकॉज टेस्ट प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. डोंट मैटर वेदर यू रीड फ्रॉम एनी स्केड्यूल, एनी बुक, if you refer to any study material, if you refers to our study material और book specifically, क्योंकि दोस्तों बुक ही तो सब कुछ है, मैकमिलन बुक से ही तो सब कुछ आने वाला है, लेकिन टेस्ट देना बहुत जरूरी है. इस बात को मैं एम्फेसाइज करना चाहता हूँ. यू शुड गिव टेस्ट, एंड लेट मी टेल यू दैट दीज टेस्ट विल बी कंडक्टेड ऑन एवरी वीकेंड, एंड in every test you will get 50 question. For every test you will receive proper solution as well as proper video solution also, video explanation also for each and every question. And this is the test schedule. You can see that in addition to unit wise mock test, we will have module wise mock test also, we have full length mock test also, and also you will know to get this test will be conducted on our app name is CAIIB and CAIIB made simple 20. And in addition to these tests we will conduct daily quizzes also. इसके अलावा दोस्तों आपको daily quiz दिया जाएगा. You will get daily quizzes. There will be separate telegram group for each and every subjects on which you will receive notification regarding the updation of the daily schedule, daily quizzes, right. So this is the mock test plan. And those who want to enroll in mentorship plan, in mentorship plan I provide you everything. I will give you PDF, I will provide you videos, I will provide you mock test, and in addition to the mock test I will also provide you capsule course which will be applicable at the end of the examination. And I want to tell you that for those who want to enroll, I will provide 20% extra discount. Those who enroll within 2 days, they just WhatsApp me on this particular number. This is our number 8292857381. I will provide you 20% discount, but the discount is valid for only 2 days, that is 22nd and 23rd, right. So I will provide 20% discount on either of the course if you want any single subject or multiple subject. And also I want to tell you that this course is also available in English, so don't worry, if you are comfortable in English you can join, right. This mentorship program will ensure that you have fully fledged preparation till the end. You can see and this mock test series, similarly we have the test series for BFM also. And BFM as you know, BFM needs consistent. BFM में आपको पता ही होगा दोस्तों कि अच्छी प्रिपरेशन की जरूरत है, क्योंकि एग्जामिनेशन का लेवल काफी लोगों ने बढ़ा दिया है. टाइम टू टाइम दे आर इंक्रीजिंग द लेवल ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन. दैट इज व्हाई अ रोबस्ट प्रिपरेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, एंड फॉर दैट आई हैव प्रिपेयर्ड. दिस इज द BFM टेस्ट सीरीज शेड्यूल. एज यू कैन सी इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ यूनिट वाइज मॉक टेस्ट, डेली क्विजेस, फुल लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट. आपको इतना प्रिपरेशन मिल जाएगा, आपको इतना टेस्ट दे देंगे दोस्तों. You can attempt test anywhere, either in the web platform or in the app. You can attempt the test, and after every test you will get proper solution, right. This is about the test series, and in the mentorship plan I provide you everything. There is a separate telegram group in which I update the detail, and also this time I am providing you weekly 2 live session. We are conducting 2 live session weekly. Why we are conducting live session? The major thing is that we basically in those live session we ask questions, right. We conduct the MCQ. This is a live MCQ session. We provide you some important MCQs or case study. Based on that I provide you the proper explanation how to proceed that particular question. So this is the additional benefit of the mentorship program. So what is the cost of mentorship program? Let me tell you about the cost. So if you want to enroll in only test series, it will cost you rupees 200 per subject, and if you want to enroll in mentorship program, it will cost you rupees 400 per subject. In addition to that, 20% discount I am providing for first 2 days, right? So this will be quite affordable. It is the lowest rate you will see in the market, right? This is the quite lowest possible rate in the you will see in the market, and full dedication from my side and your side also required in order to tackle this particular CIB examination in the first attempt. I want you to clear this examination. For more detail, you can WhatsApp me on this particular number 8292857381. The detail course link is provided in the description section also.